Hey, folks, it's Dave here in Studio B, and we are going to be back playing just a quick game here tonight. It was too early to go to bed. It was like 6:30. I was like, I better stay up for a little bit. And so I'm going to play a little bit of hockey tonight, and I know Barbara just picked up the game here. She got it in, so I'm going to kind of play it a little bit to kind of help her out as well. And I know Vinny and the guys got together today, so I'm wondering what they did. I know they were playing some payoff pitch and some football. I don't know if they did any hockey today. I wish I lived a little closer. I'd go down and jump in and play with some of those guys. But anyway, so I'm just setting up the room here. I think I have everything else set to go. All my settings were saved for some reason, so that's really nice. It's always nice when settings are saved. So anyway, this is the Adams Division semifinals, game 2. Montreal and Quebec. And I got everything set up here. I think I'm ready to go right now. In the first game, oh, I lost my score sheet. I just had it here. Oh, here it is. In the first game, Quebec won it. They won it 5-3. They were up 5-1 in the third. And Montreal scored a couple of late goals to make it 5-3, but that is pretty much how that went. So let's get down to the tabletop. There we go, and we're on the tabletop right now. Okay, and so yeah, hopefully this will help you out a little bit, Barbara, and anybody else is playing this game. I'm gonna set this up right from the start, so you'll see how I do it, and I think it's kind of correct how I do it. I hope it is how I do it. Hopefully I sound okay tonight. I don't sound like a silent writer. Okay, so what I did is I printed out my own score, my own rosters, and I just kind of went with the guys that played the most games in the playoffs. That's what I did. So now with the pegs here, what I like to do over here is I like to use team colors for my blocks, and then I use yellow for offense and blue for defense is what I do. And then this the FD, I kind of use the an off-color one, the tan, if you will. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to get this out of the way. And we're going to roll some dice here. So how my dice is set up, the black is the 20-sided, the white is the 12-sided, and just in case I need a decider die or 1-6, that's what the red one is. I really don't use it all that much, except in cases of a tie if I'm trying to decide an assist or something like that. The only things I have out here for charts is I have my possession face-off chart, which is very important, and my assists, and that's power play on the back and even strength on the front if you're keeping track of assists. I also have my highlight card here to show me when I roll the dice how many cards I'm going to be using for the game. And then off on the side, I have my odd plays and my man advantage cards over here. So power plays at the top, empty net at the bottom is how these work here. And I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. So I got my dice roller ready to go. And I get my action deck here. So, yeah, Rowdy's by for some more hockey here tonight. Okay, so let's set it up. All right, so I'm going to help people set this up now. So I like to set up this first. That's what I like to do. So what I'm looking for here is, first we're going to set up the defense and the offense, okay? So Quebec, their defense is balanced. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rolling the 12-sided die. A 1-6, they play clear, and 7-12, they play pass out. Because they're playing balanced, you're basically splitting it in half. So the white-sided die says 6, so they will stay clear. So they will be playing clear. Now on the offense, it says pass in. So how that works is 1-9, and they will remain pass in. 10, 11, 12, and they're going to play the opposite, which is dump and chase. And 8, so 1-9 is pass in, so they will stay pass in. Montreal, their defense is pass out. However, on a 10, 11, and 12, remember, 1-9, they will stay whatever this is on a 1-9. If it's balanced, it's split 1-6 and 7-12. But over here, they're pass out on 1-9, and they have a 6. They will be pass out. Now it says pass in, so on a 1-9, they'll be pass in, and they're pass in. So that was nice and easy. Then the tracks here, I just kind of give you some variability. if that's a such thing as a word. So again, I rolled a 12-sided die. I have an 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. Oh, they're all kind of congested here. 10, 5, 7, and 2. And that basically what it does, it gives you a random starting point for the game. Okay? So now what I need to do, let's see who's starting the game. I used to start line 1, but then that kind of gives, it skews some of the things going on in the game. So I'm going to start with, it says forward line 3, so we go forward line 3. And that's going to be defense line 2, so defense line 2. Now for the goalies. It says it right on the card. 1 to 2 is shaky, 3 to 10 is good, 11 to 12 is solid. And for the highlight game, we're going to use the rebound number. So let's roll in a 7, so he's good. So Dan Bouchard. And what I do is I cover up the normal number to know I'm not using that, so I can go right here, and he's going to be a 4, which is terrible, which is really terrible. Okay. Over here, Walmsley. I'm going to roll for him. He's a 6, so he's going to be good as well. So he's a 6. So it's actually Montreal should be favored in this series, even though they lost the first game. So I think I am ready to go. The last thing I need to do is roll to see how many cards we're going to be using in each period. So the 12-sided die is an 11. Ooh, this is going to be a short game. 5, 4, and 5. Wow. Wow. So let me put that on my score sheet. 5, 4, and 5. There's only 14 cards. That's the lowest amount you can use when playing this game. Yikes. So this is going to be a fast game. Fast game. AP says he found out that what's that? Above the Rim basketball is now available and sold on ASG Games. Very nice. Very nice. Barbara says, yeah, when she's done, she'll play at her own pace. Yeah, the setup, I wanted to help you with the setup. And that's all, that's all the setup is. It's just rolling. Basically, it's all 12-sided die to set all this up. And the key is, if it's balanced, it's 1 to 6 is the first one, and 7 to 12 is the second one. If it calls for a pass, whatever it calls for, that's going to be on a 1 to 9. If it's not 1 to 9, you go to the other one. 10, 11, 12, you go to the opposite. I like that because it gives a little bit of variability to the games at times. And then the same with the goaltender. He can have a shaky, good, or solid. All right, so I need 5 cards. And I just kind of mix up the cards I take. Okay, yes, it's been rainy all day here today. I didn't even put up the wildlife cam, so there'll be no coyote videos. They were there this morning. The whole family was there this morning at 5 o'clock. Okay, let's see if I remember how to play this. It's been a hot week. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the 20-sided die to see who gets possession. And a 20, so the visitor center is tossed out. I hate seeing that, but it's part of the game. A 6, the home gains possession. So Montreal will gain possession. So I'm going to move my possession token over to Montreal, and let's flip and see what goes on here. So I have, do I have the lines all set up? Yeah, 3 and 2. So the lines are all set up. Okay, here we go. Oh, I have an odd play right off the back. Now, I can go to the odd play, or I can ignore the odd play and go here. I'm going to go odd play. All right, let's go odd play. All right, so let's take the odd play. If the Pupo, that's puck possession team. Okay, so when you're playing this, see how it says Pupo? That's the puck possession team. So Montreal has possession of the puck. So what I do is I say, if Montreal is playing pass in, and they are playing pass in, they try to make a play when 2 defensive players collide. So it gives you a little bit of narrative is what it likes to do. Now there's an opening, and Montreal has a quick 2-on-1. So FD passes to F. So what I do is I go to FD, so that's the right wing, and he passes to F, which is the left wing. Now, so the right wing, so it's going to be Nyland to Gainey. However, under the left wing here, it says 6+. So what that means is I need to make sure that the guy with the puck who's going to take this shot has at least a 6 for his shoot. Bob Gainey has a 13, so he will pass that. So this is, you don't add this. That is just to make sure that he's got enough of a shooting range to shoot. So he does. So Gainey takes a pass from Nyland. He's going to shoot. So Gainey's going to be his inside +8. His inside is 6, And again, the maximum you can go is 3 times this number or 18, whatever is lowest. So he's got a 6 plus 8 is 14, so that's fine. That falls within his range. So again, 18 would be his highest because it's 6 times 3, right? So that kind of works out. So he's going to be a 14. So he's 14 shooting on 4. So what that means is when I roll the 20-sided die, 14 or less has a chance for a goal. And the only way the goalie could make the save is if it's 4 or less. So let's roll the dice. So what we have is a 12. The 12 is less than 14. So the shot is in the range could be a goal. And an 11 is greater than 4, so the goalie cannot make the save. So that is a goal for Montreal. So right off the bat, Gainey takes the pass from Nyland and scores. And we're 1 card in, and it's 1-0 already. And goals are going to be at a premium because I only got 14 cards I'm flipping in this game. So we're going to say that was at... So if I only have 5 cards, that's at the 4-minute mark. So it's going to be 1-0 Montreal at the 4-minute mark. And it's going to be Gainey. Now Nyland's going to get 1 assist because he made the pass. But now we'll see on any other assist. So I roll a 5. And this is where the game, you just kind of play it how you want to do. Because on this play, it was the right wing passing to the left wing for the goal. So I'm going to give the right wing assist no matter what happens over here. So he's going to get an assist. So when I roll the dice for assist, it says the highest and the second highest get assist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to this guy no matter what his assist is, and then the highest as well. So I'm kind of using my own kind of judgment here. So his assist was the 1. So he wouldn't have got a normal assist, but because he made the pass, I'm giving him the assist. So the highest would be Jarvis on the play because this is a 6, and 8. 9 scored the goal, so we're going to go to 8. So Nyland and Jarvis, and just like that, the bad guys lead 1-0. Okay? And so now we're going to change the line. So I got forward line 2 is the next one on the track. Third line defense is the next on the track. And that is it. I think we did it all, right? Yeah, so it's 1-0 Montreal. And now let's flip over card number 2. Oh, no, I need to go for face-off. 18. High face-off wins. So the face-off is in here. So I got a 5 and a 6. So the high face-off wins, so Montreal gets the puck again. So the Pupo, again, Pupo's puck possession. That's Montreal. If Montreal's FO check... Oh, check the FO check and the defender D check. So what we're doing here, this is a comparison of 2 players. So we move this, and that's going to be right wing. And then we move the O check, create 8. So what this means is the right wing create 8. Is Mario Tremblay create 8? Yes, he is. He's 13. So the forward passes the check. Now for the defender, we look for the D. So we go the D, I slide it to left D. Is the left D on the D check is his takeaway 7+. Jean Hamel, is his takeaway 7+? No, it's a 6. So if only the puck possession passes the test, this is what happens. If only the defender passed the test, you'd go here. If both teams here, and then if neither here. So there's 4 outcomes. Either they both pass the check, or one on one team, one on the other team, or neither. And it gives you scenarios for all 4. So in this situation, Montreal's the only team that passes the test. They go into the attack zone, and it's going to be the forward inside +6. So we go to the center, and it's got a 5+, so I need to check for a 5+. So Mondu, yep, he's an 8, so he will get the shot away. So it's going to be inside +6, so he's an inside 12. +6 is 18, which is the maximum. And so I have an 18 rolling on 4. This is probably another goal. And yes, it is. 2 is less than 18, and 8 is greater than 4. And so it's going to be another goal by Montreal. And so this is going to be a Montreal rout here in this game. I don't know how they lost the first game. I must have been rolling really bad. Because when you got a goalie with a 4, you don't make a lot of saves on a 12-sided die with a 4. So it's 2-0 Montreal, just like that. And this goal was going to be, we said it was the center, Mondu. So Mondu with the goal. And the assists, we roll for the assists. 19 says the fourth highest gets only assists if it's greater than 3. So it's probably going to be defenseman. So the fourth highest is a 0. Bill Kitchen is a 0. So he's not going to get the assist. So what we're going to do is going to roll on the top of the screen here. And 15 to 20 is no second assist. So we're just going to keep rolling until we get something here. 3, the highest. Okay, that works out. Again, don't sweat the assist. So Napier is a 14, so he'll be the highest. So Mondu from Napier. And somewhere a little guy in Vermont is all excited here. It is 2-0. Okay, so just like that, it's 2-0. So this says Visitor 3, H2. So Visitor 3, H2, and D-Man 1 for both teams. And so let's do the face-off now. It's going to be an, what's that, a 7. So high face-off wins. So we have a 4, and we have a 6. So Montreal wins it again. And now let's flip a card. Teams are playing 4-on-4. There's plenty of room out there. The puck possession team, which is Montreal, goes in the attack zone. It goes to the high shooter slot +5. So the high shooter. So we get a 10 and, yep, a 10. So it's going to go to Mario Tremblay, slot +5. So he's a 4 +5 is 9. 9 shooting on 4. And okay, so now that's out of the range of the shooter, so it's not a goal, and it's out of the range of the goalie. So what it's going to be an okay rebound. It does not designate okay and good rebound on this card. It just says rebound. So basically rebound 1. The defender takes control. So Quebec takes control of the puck. They move through the attack zone. The pass goes to FD, choice +5. So I look over here. FD is the right D. That's pretty terrible. So Norman Rochford is going to get a shot. Choice +5. Well, the outside is 2, so it's better than 1. So we're going to take the outside of 2. Now, if we add 5, that gives us 7. And the most you can go is ×3. So this is going to max out at 6. So Norman Rochford, countering the other way, he's going to be a 6, shooting on a 6. And I roll the dice, and that is going to be in range, but it's also a save. So that's going to be a good rebound. It doesn't specify, so it's just going to be the next rebound is forward. So this is going to be the right wing, but he's got to be 8+. The right wing. Is Wilf Paymont 8+? Yes, he is. So Wilf Paymont inside +3. So Wilf Paymont is 14. Ooh, so he'll be 17 shooting on 6. And that's another save by Walmsley. So Quebec rolling terrible here. They try to get back in the game. So that's going to be another rebound. So the third rebound says rotate lines and possession check to start the next card. So, okay, so Quebec had a couple of chances, and they could not score on the play. As Scott comes by, and AP, and a few other people here. Hello, hello, hello. Any questions, let me know, and I'll do the best I can to try to answer them, and answer them correctly. All right, so we got 4. Line 4 comes out, so line 4, and then D-Man 2. All right, so line 4, D-Man 2 for each team. We remember it says roll for possession. So this will be card number 4. Possession is 10. High D rate. So we have an 8 and we have a 10. So Andre Dupont's a 10. But unfortunately here over here Montreal, they're a 15. So Montreal will get control again, leading 2-0. Penalty against the second highest penalty rated player on the ice. So we have a 12 and 8 over here. And we have 23 with Mark Hunter and 19. So this looks like it's the highest with 23. And Risebrough was going to be the second highest. And it says the second highest penalty. If it's tied, both teams get a power play. But we're not tied because it is no doubt that's going to be Risebrough. So we're going to roll the dice. 1 to 8, we're using Unit 1, and 9 to 12, we're using Unit 2. 12-sided die, so we're going to use Unit 1. Okay, so let's flip the card here, and let's take a look at our Quebec power play. We're using line 1 out here. So let's go to our power play card. It's going to be this one right here. Okay, Okay, so now, unfortunately here, when it says SM, that's the shorthanded team. So I do have to flip over this card. Sometimes you don't have to go to the shorthanded on a power play, but in this case it does. Players in the shorthanded zone, the power play D's pinch and get caught. Oh, good. It's going to be a shorthanded chance for Montreal. The high shoot gets a choice shot plus 8. So I'm looking for the shorthanded team. The high shoot is going to be Bob Gainey, and who already has a goal, and it's going to be a choice shot plus 8. So we're going to go inside, so it's going to be a shorthanded bid. It's a 14 shooting on 4, and, it's going to be a save and a rebound. So on the rebound, Quebec gets control, and they transition to a 3-on-1. And the high shoot on the power play gets an inside shot. So the high shoot over here is going to be Mark Tardif. Inside 11 plus 5 is a 16. So I'm 16 shooting on 6. And that's another save by Walmsley. And on the next rebound, Montreal gets control, and that's going to be new lines and a new card. So, not good news for Quebec. They've had chances in this game, but they cannot come through here on the power play. So, it remains 2-0 Montreal here. And Michael says his football and hockey showed up Tuesday, deciding which to play first. Well, whatever you think. I mean, the highlight hockey plays the fastest, so I would say jump in with this. Jump in on the highlight hockey and get a game under your belt, and then move to the fuller hockey game. And then the football is really, really involved. That's not going to lie with that. The football is really involved. All right, so it's going to be forward line 1 and D-men 1. So we have the top lines out here after the power play, which is perfectly fine in highlight hockey. So Montreal has the puck. All right. Montreal with control. They move in the attack zone. FD choice plus 4, but we also add 2 to the goalie. So the FD is going to be the left wing, choice plus 4. So we're going to go Rajan Uhl, and I'm going to go inside because that's the 7. So we're going to go the highest. So he's an 11, shooting on 4 plus 2 is a 6. So it's an 11 shooting on 6. Oh, and that's out of range for both. So it's just going to be an okay rebound. Now it's going to be FD outside plus 3. So the left D outside plus 3. So Larry Robinson is going to be a 7 shooting on 4. And that's a second rebound. And the defender will control new lines. And the goalie who just made the saves is getting in the zone for the remainder of the game. Use his normal save rating. So we will bump him up to a 6. So Dan Bouchard is hot, and he'll be a 6 right now. So that ends the first period, and the score after 1, as you can see, it is Montreal 2 and Quebec absolutely nothing. Gainey and Mondu with the goals. So we will go to the second period, and again, Bouchard is now hot, so he's tied with Walmsley at 6. So that's good news for the visitors here. But whatever you play, Michael, let us know. Let us know what you're playing and what you like. Football is usually more involved than hockey, just by rule. I think. I think football's a little bit more involved. All right. I got my Mandarin orange here. Okay. It's a cool day today. 64 degrees and raining all day. I got the windows open down here, actually. And just the fan going. I don't have the AC on. We had the windows open today. It was kind of nice. Humid, but at least not hot. All right, so 2-0. So let's look at the track here. So we get forward 3. And so let's go forward 3. And then we have D. It's 2 and 1. So we have 2 and then 1. So that's how we're going to start the period here. Now this period, it's only 4 cards. Because remember, we rolled the 11, so we only had 14 cards to play. So this is going to be a very fast period with 4 cards. And that's the other thing I like about this game is that every game's a little different. You use a different amount of cards. Goalies can be different. Excuse me, I really like that. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll just take one from the middle here. 4. There we go. Okay. So let's roll the dice here. So it's going to be line 3 and 3 going at it. And we have a 2. Home gains possession. Of course they do. So Montreal with the puck. Each team gets a shot based on their team offensive rating. All right, so if there's 6 or more, they go here. If they're less than 6, they go here. They're both greater than 6. We have a 9 and a 6.3. So Montreal's going to go first because they have the puck. That's kind of how I do it. Okay, so it's going to be high pass assist. So it's going to be Gainey passing to FD choice plus 4. So what I'm going to do here, oh, no, hang on. I didn't check the defense. Larry Robinson is going to make the pass. He's the high pass assist. So Larry Robinson is going to make the pass to FD, to the center. So Robinson to Gainey. Choice plus 4. So we're going to go inside. So it's going to be a 10, now shooting on 6. So Robinson to Gainey, 10 shooting on 6. No, and so what that's going to be is because it's out of the shooter range, but in the goalie range, it's going to be no rebound. So that will end the play. It says defender gains control, rotate lines. I will do that. However, because each team gets a shot, I need to do the Quebec shot. So Quebec's going to get a shot on net. So it's going to be high pass to FD. So our high pass is going to be Wilf Paymont. So he's going to make the pass, oh boy, to the left D. Quebec is getting screwed here. So Pichette. And he's going to get a choice plus 4. So he's going to be an 8. So Wilf Paymont sends it back to the point to Dave Pichette. He's an 8 shooting on 6. And that is out of range. So we're going to go to the rebound. And it says, if the high defender D rate is 11 plus, and I would say yes it is, then defender gains control of the rotate line. So neither team can convert, and that'll do it in that. So we're going to do visitor 4, home 1, and then visitor 1, H2. So, again, advantage Montreal right now. So on this one here, it says the home team takes control. So if Quebec had it, then they would lose it here. So Montreal had it, so they just kind of hang on to it. It's kind of how I play that. If their high offensive rate is 10 plus, yes it is. They move into the attack zone and the forward inside plus 6. So we slide that. It's the center. So Acton, 8 plus 6 is 14 shooting on 6, and he will score. So Keith Acton scores to make it 3-0. On the assist, I roll a 6, the highest and the second highest. So it's going to be the forwards up here. So it's going to be Lafleur and Oul. So Lafleur and Oul make it 3-0. And with the short game this is going to be, it's probably going to be a nice, easy Montreal win here. So any Canadiens fans are going to be happy days here looking at this game. Alrighty, so 3-0 Montreal. They are just taking it to Quebec right now, even though Walmsley's got a better rating. So it is 3 to absolutely nothing. All right, so we got forward line 3 and D-men 3. And here we go. So let's go to the face-off. A 5 is low face-off wins. I got a 4 and an 8. So Quebec's going to win the face-off. Are they playing pass in? Yes, they are playing pass in. Uh-oh, the pass is intercepted. Defender gets control. Montreal steals the puck, but they're unable to make a play, so we just rotate and go to the next card. Okay? That was fast enough. So forward line 2 comes out, and D-men 1. So Montreal with a puck. This is the last card of the period because we only have 4 cards this period. Alrighty. So let's check some offensive rates here. So the Pupo. Remember, the Pupo is the team with the puck. So Montreal is their second highest 11 plus. Well, yeah, it actually is. There's a lot of 11s. So the answer is yes, so we're going to stay here. If they did not have an 11 plus, then you go down and you follow along. Do they have 9? If not, then you go here. So we're going to do this right now. So I'm just kind of looking at this 1 second here. So yeah, so the second highest, oh right, yep, so it's going to be F inside plus 12, oh boy. So the left wing, is he a 7 plus? Yes, he is. So inside plus 12. Well, he's at 10, so that would be 22. So we got to cap it at 18. So it's 18 on 6. And, ooh, that's going to be a save and a rebound. If the high defender is 11 plus, yes, it is. Yep, he's 12. Go to the second rebound. So it's going to be, and this one here, Montreal gets the puck, but they have to regroup. And, well, that'll end the period. That's kind of what it's going to do. So that is the end of the second period. Let me get my period thing here. So we're going to go to period 3, and it's all Montreal right now. It is 3-0 as they look to even up this playoff series from 1981-82. Okay. Again, our goal scorers here. We have Gainey from Nyland and Jarvis, Mondu from Napier, and then Acton from Lafleur, and Oul is what we got going on here. All right, so this period, it's 5 cards. And, boy, Quebec's going to have to score on 3 of them to make something happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Here we go. Let's roll for possession. 20. Visitors tossed out. 19. Home is tossed out. High face-off wins. So, I actually have to go to forward 1 in line 3. So I actually go to the second face-off guy. So I get 2s and 2s. So they're tied. Tied to the home team. So it'll go to Montreal. So Montreal with the puck again, trying to kill some time. Penalty, highest on each team. If the highest on each team is 15 plus, is a fight. I have a 16 and I get a 50. So we have a fight. Oh, so we have a fight. No power play. Face off of the next card. So we have Wally Weir and Bill Kitchen. They get a basically they have a fight. It's kind of how that works. So, so forward line 3 and D-man 1. And you don't really do anything with the fights in the highlight game. The full game you can get into fights a little bit more. But yeah, so that's how that reads. If we have a guy on each team, 15 plus, there's a fight, no power play, face off with next card. So we have a face off. 19, home is tossed out. 11, high O rate, gains possession. So we have a 13 over here. Yep, so Montreal is going to get the puck again. The Montreal has control. The D makes a breakaway pass to F. So the left D, so Larry Robinson sends Chris Nyland away on a breakaway. Roll a D12, an 11. It's going to be a power play here. So power play for Montreal. And so we need to get the power play card, which for me, I put it on the back. For you, is probably a separate card. All righty, so let's go to the power play, and we'll just take a card here. Oh boy, so we're gonna be checking the shorthanded team again. So it could be a chance for Quebec here, shorthanded. All right, if the SM high D rate is 11 plus, and we are using 1. Okay, I don't mark the power plays because they're done so fast. If the high D rate is 11 plus, yes, we do have 11 plus. They will get control. And they can clear it or take a chance. So we're going to have to take a chance. We're down by 3. So if you clear it, you give the puck back and the power play's over. Otherwise, we're going to roll here. So we're going to roll in the 12-sided die. We have a 4. The shorthanded team gets control, moves in the attack zone. FD choice plus 4. So the winger, so Elaine Cote, shorthanded bid. It's going to be an 8 and 4 to 12. 12 shooting on 6. Score! Elaine Cote gets Quebec on the board with a shorthanded goal. And Elaine Cote is going to make this one 3-1. Let me get my little scoreboard out here. Here it is, 3-1. So a shorthanded goal. Ooh, still a game right now. Still a game. And let's check for the assists right now. I'm just going to use my regular chart over here because they were shorthanded. 4 is going to be the highest and the second highest. So on the penalty kill, pass assist. So Cote got the goal. So it's going to be Dale Hunter and Mario Marwah. Hunter and Marwah. So 3-1 now on the shorthanded goal by Quebec. And we still have 3 cards to go here in the period. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So we have visitor 3 and home 1. And then we have D-men 2 for both teams. And again, our goalie is a 6 over here, and he's a 6 over here. So here we go. Let's go to the face-off, will you? And, all right, Appa Saddle Racing's on sale. If you want it, yeah. Fantastic. Demi says he's getting the game this weekend. Cool. Cool, fantastic. I was going to pull out something else tonight, but I just wanted to play something quick before I went to bed. I'm going to probably get some matchup football going this weekend at some point, and maybe some season ticket football as well. So we're going to get some football back here on the channel pretty quick. All right, 17, low face-off wins. Tied a home team. So we have low face-offs over here. So Quebec with it. Chance to cut the lead. All right. Quebec with control. They move in the attack zone. FD choice +4, so it's the right wing. Choice +4. Paymont, 14 +4. He's an 18, but we had 2. 18 on 8. Oh, save. That's a good rebound. Forward, inside +5. Paymont. Shot a save. Cote looking for his second one on the rebound. 13 on 6. Save again. Walmsley just makes the save. And go to the next card. The goalie just made the save, is in the zone. Go to his normal save rating. Oh, so now he's a 7. So Quebec had the chance. Rick Walmsley just saved the game. Saved the game. And so we move on. So it's going to be forward line 1 for each team, and then 3 and 2. Okay. So the defender, so Montreal with the puck, 2 cards to go. Penalty against the second highest. So we have a 16, we have a 50. Oh, and that's going to be on Wally Weir. So Montreal goes on the power play. Oh, boy. So this will probably do it. It's going to be power play unit 1. And here comes the card here. Let's mix these up a little bit. Alrighty. So, attack zone. F inside +8. The center. Is he 8+? Yes. So, Acton. 16 on 6. And he will score. So, that'll put this one away. So, Keith Acton, his second of the game. This one on the power play. And it's now 4-1 Montreal. And let's check the assists here. Highest and the third highest. So, Lafleur and Oul. So, Lafleur and Oul. And it's 4-1. And good night, Irene. That is that. Four to 1 Montreal. All right, so that's the end of the power play. So let's get our teams back out here. Not that it matters because the game is pretty much over. So we have forward 2 and D2. And again, both goalies are playing at the top of their game right now. A 5 is low face-off wins. So I think that's going to come over here to the 5. So Quebec with the puck. Quebec had their chances. They couldn't put it home. We're playing 4-on-4. We've had this card before. We go to the attack zone. Pass goes to the high shoot slot +5. So the high shoot is going to be Cloutier. So he's going to be a 5 in the slot with a 5. So he's a 10 shooting on 7. And that's going to be a nice save. Defender gets control. Montreal. They come the other way. FD choice +5, the right D, so it's going to be Rod Langway. So he's going to be, that's a 7, but you can't go higher than 3 times, so that's going to be a 6, shooting on 6. And that's going to be a save and another rebound. And this time it's going to be Forward inside +3. So the left wing, is he 8+? Yes, he is. So he's a 13 shooting on 6 and another save, and that will end the game. So the final score here in Montreal is going to be 4-1 Montreal. Again, Walmsley making some big saves. So Gainey, Mondeau, Acton, and Acton for Montreal. Ling, Cote shorthanded. And that will do it here in Game 2. So we have Games 1 and Game 2 in the book. I just make some notes here. Nothing crazy. And that'll do it. So that is some highlight hockey. Fun to get that back on the table. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know. I'll do the best I can to answer them. I'm by no means an expert at this game. But I think I got it down pretty well to play it. Thought I heard the Coyotes. There's a lot of, again, you don't have to, there's something, when you're trying to figure out a system, something like that, nothing's exact. Don't have to worry about being exact. Just get as close as you can, and when in doubt, just play and have fun. That's what I've been learning to do. It took me a long time to get there, but if I get stuck, I just kind of go with what I think it should be and don't get all worked up about it. But anyway, so that is that. So I'm going to put everything away. I'm going to go listen in bed, see if anybody's on tonight, or just listen to the radio. So if anybody's playing, got questions, just let me know. I'll do the best I can. I'll be up for a little bit, but not. I won't be too late tonight. Not with work in the morning, and I do have to work Saturday too. So we'll see what goes on this weekend if I can come back on and play something else. I do want to get some matchup football in and some season ticket football, and I just haven't really been in a good enough mood to play something big right now or to learn something else. So I am getting a little bit better now that the weather cooled down a little bit, at least for the day. So I'm going to put my stuff away here. Let me get my mouse over here. I'll come back to Studio B. And that is that. So we will talk to you all later. You guys have a good day. Late night baseball. Not on a Thursday. I like to jump off and on Friday night. Thursday and Friday early. Well, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, so I got to be off early because I got to be up real early tomorrow. So I need to make sure I get my beauty sleep because I don't get to bed before 1. And when you got to get up at 5, you need to get to bed before 1. So, all right, folks. Thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.